First of all, I want to congratulate Benjamin Netanyahu and the right-wing bloc for winning the election yesterday. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to happen, and I'm going to point out the reason. According to Haaretz, let me go there. Well, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a stark, stern warning to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu, I want to remind you what your name means. Benjamin, or Benjamin, means son of my right hand. Netanyahu means Yah has given. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu, your right-wing allies have every one of them up until today, have all been for annexing Judea and Samaria. Yet, it has not been done. Who is to blame? Who has been standing in the way of annexing Judea and Samaria? Haaretz say they have the answer. And I don't like what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to screen share here real quick, and we are going to go to Haaretz. Now, I understand Haaretz is a left-wing newspaper, but if it's the truth, it's the truth. Netanyahu talks West Bank, aka Judea and Samaria annexation after the election, but thwarted all efforts in the past. Netanyahu, who is trying to woo right-wing voters in last-ditch effort, blocked 3 West Bank annexation bills just last year. He might still deliver if reelected, but election promises should be taken this week with a whole shaker of salt. If 2 days before the election you haven't bothered to don your anti-spin protective vest, there's no time like the present to do so. Anything that's said or will be said in the week before the election not only should be taken with a grain of salt, but with at least 2 full shakers of it. Benjamin Netanyahu, Haaretz, is calling you a liar. And what was it, just a day or two ago, I asked the question concerning the annexation of Judea and Samaria. When is the right time, Mr. Prime Minister? Isn't the time now? You had the opportunity in the last couple of days before the election to do it, to get it done, to show the right-wing bloc you're worth your salt. So now, to the Prime Minister, if you never intended to keep this promise that you made just a few days ago, you have got a problem. And I'll explain why you have got a major, major problem. problem, how do I put this? Your name, especially your last name, has a message. Yah has given. Has given what? Has given you Judea and Samaria. That's a message for you, Mr. Prime Minister. And now, after, according to Haaretz, you have blocked the annexation of Judea and Samaria 3 times. You were forced to make a promise because you were going to lose otherwise. And furthermore, you are in danger of the legal system in Israel. They've got their crosshairs on you. Once again, when is it time to do the right thing? You had the opportunity before the election, making promises that you could have kept, that you could have gone ahead and done. The very same day you made the promise would have made you somebody would have made you a man of honor. Now, since your last name means this land has been given, who are you to stand in the way? This land has already been given. The land is given. Your name says so. If you stand in the way, what do you think is going to, if the Gentiles are going to be judged because they stand in the way of the kingdom in Israel, you think that any of Israel's people who deliberately block the door are going to fare any different? Now, what makes your situation different is now you've made a promise. Now, you may have thought that you made a promise to the electorate, but no, you didn't. You made a promise to the creator of the entire universe when you made that election promise. I'm concerned that you're not taking your promise seriously, because if you would have fulfilled that promise the very day you made it. So this is a warning to you, Prime Minister of Israel. You made a promise to Jehovah, our Father in heaven, whom you call Hashem. His name is on your name. Your name says he gave, or he has given. Are you going to honor that name, or are you going to bring dishonor upon that name? You can't blame President Donald Trump. I understand that His first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, was anti-Israel. But you see, his new Secretary of State is more pro-Israel than the president himself. You will never get more approval from the United States to do the right thing ever. Your chances of getting approval from the United States is not going to be any greater the longer you put this off. And the longer you put this off, how do I say this? The less honor you have, the less obedient to the truth you are. The longer you put this off, you're showing everyone on earth and everyone in heaven, what you're really made of. Do the right thing. Don't put it off. Because you see, Mr. Prime Minister, life is fleeting. People were blessed for things that they have done, and people were cursed for what they did. If I were you, I would be very concerned about any curse that might come from not doing the will of the one who your name represents. I would be mindful to think about Hugo Chavez, Ariel Sharon, and Yitzhak Rabin. Remember what happened to them when they didn't do the right thing. Was it a coincidence? Maybe you should figure it out. I don't think so. It is better to have honor from the Holy One of Israel than to have honor among men, than to gain support from your enemies. Because the Holy One of Israel is the only true friend of Israel. Period. And as I said before, if you're looking for support from the world, right now, the support from the United States, what you're getting right now is the most you're ever going to get. That's it. If you're looking for more support, you're not going to get any. So beware of what happened to the three men I just listed. Do the right thing. Do it now. Do not wait, because life is fleeting.